Right, Pac Man Pusher. People requested how this thing actually works. So we're going to go into the settings. Let's enter the settings. You're going to open your top door. And you're going to flip the test switch to on. Gives you the test screen menus. So the first test tells you the ins and outs of the machine. How much it's taken in, how much it's taken out, all that stuff. Power on times, total plays, average play time, payout ratio, play coins. And that's the hop in and out counts. How many times that pusher bed's moved. How many times the checkers, how many coins have gone through these checkers here. And then in the error log history, so how many tilts, how many upper empties, how many runaways, timeouts. Options, so you got your tilt mode, so you can change it from manual, so the tilt switch doesn't work. Manual controls, the tilt switch is in manual operation, so you have to manually tilt the machine, or left in auto, so if you knock the machine it will tilt. I'll leave it in auto. Payout limit, so you can set the coins to 99.999. I mean, in the bonus you can win. Lowest is 50. I got it set to 250. Payout, how long it takes for it to get the coins out. I leave it on 60, so it has plenty of time to pay off the feature. Makes it a little bit quicker. There is no game options on this list on this machine. I/O test, so the I/O test is straightforward. So the machine's turned on the I/O, so it's testing the tilt switch and the coin sensors. So that's just by putting the coin into the slot. It checks that both sensors on our side is working. And it puts them in the eject, because the game's not running, so it's put them in the eject slot. And then we'll do the same this side. So just so you can test that your sensors are working. Your next one is your motor test. So you have to hold it in. So that's your motor for your motor bed. Hopper C, centre hopper, so you push and hold. And it will dispense the coins through the hopper, and it will count the sensors to see you're checking all the motors. Hopper left, hopper right, and then your checkers, where that's these. You can take this plexi off, literally take these screws out around the frame, and you can drop a coin manually into the checkers, or just play it in gameplay, because gameplay will confirm that it's okay. So switch test is your test button and test routine switches. So when you do that test, it boots it out and then boots you back in. So go back to I/O test. So we're going to do field PO measurement mode. So what this mode is PO measurement. So you push the solenoid on. If you want the coins to fall to the front, or you can leave it to fall back to the back hopper, up to you. But it also tests that coil works. So that when that's closed, the money comes out the front. When it's open, it goes back to the hopper in the back. So that, and then the hopper count. So the hopper C means you can leave that, push that, and it will put one coin out each time. That's to fill the bed up manually. I just throw the coins in and do it that way, because this takes up to an hour and a half to do it that way manually. But it also, it'd say you clear your centre hopper out too, manually. I'll show you how the other way here you can clear your hoppers out. So monitor test is as literally what it's going to be. Just to check if your monitor's okay. So view angle, my view angle's okay. Full black, so there's nothing on the screen. Cross pattern, this is to make sure your screen's all healthy. Sound test. So that's all speakers. So that's your left and your right. So that's your volume level. So that'd be your normal volume. For a track, this background noise, when every now and again the game will play a track sound. Error sound just means error sound. I'll leave it on 5 just so you can hear it. So we can actually request a song. Hang on. There we go. So you can just check your speakers. And this is your ROM version when the game was initialised. So this one was initialised January the 5th, 2003. Serial number of the game. Memory backup initial. That's when the backup battery fails, you have to initialise the whole game with. I'm not going to do that because it's fine. Into exit test mode, flick your switch in the down position. The game will reboot back into normal mode. So the game's now back into normal gameplay. I'll allow you to put coins in. So I've just got to reset that code. Because we were testing the hoppers earlier. There you go. I left one of the switches in the on position. So that's back into normal play. So to adjust the playfield settings, so the set screws there, and they're each side of the playfield. So the further away they are, the bigger the scoop hole is for your profit to go in. So the smaller you make it, the less coins will travel into the cash box. That down the slots down the side, and when the door is open, it goes back to the front, to the cash hopper at the back, which is known as the centre hopper for the feature. But when you fill up your back hopper completely full of money, it will go into the front safe box. This is your actual profit box. So whatever you make here is what you make. Anything in the machine is not yours. All your profit is in this box. When the machine is full, though it's your left hopper, that's your right hopper. So when you put your coins in through the slots, the coins fall in there, and then the machine kicks it through up the ramps, each side, all the way up, all the way around. So it sends it around the top here and drops them through the swinging arms. So yeah, if you pull these closer on both sides, the less money falls down to you as the owner, and it means the more coins will fall off the front here. I have them set all the way back, so it puts a lot, so it pushes evenly into there. It doesn't push a lot off the sides, pushes mostly from here to here. So these corners, the coins barely move. That's what the manual tells you to set it for. So under this plate is the lip setting. So it sets the lip here. So you take this, you unscrew that screw, this scoop comes forward. There's 3 bolts that you loosen. And you move this arm. So as you go in, the lip drops. So if you have the lip really low, the coins fall off really easy. So the coins just fly off. So the more it goes completely flat all the way to this angle. So it can be dead flat to about this angle. I have it set to the 50%. There's the 50% marker. I have it just set a little bit over, just so because the manual tells you to set to 50%, so that's 90% of the 50% profit. So it's 50-50. So the 50 comes off to the customer, 50 goes to the owner. I have it set to 40%, which means obviously 40% comes out the front and the rest goes to the owner. It's a nice balance. Up to you how you'd like to set it. The manual tells you what settings in the manual on the page. You can get the manual online. It's easily available. But you can look at the manuals on there. If you want to know about the profit ratings of these machines, what to set them to, here you go, it's the attract mode. Extremely popular machines these are. Tube bulbs, if you have to replace them, very simple. Twist and remove. Very easy, both sides twist and remove. There is a starter just down here. It is not a UK starter, it's a Japanese machine, so these are Japanese starters. So if you have one of these machines, there's a chap on the eBay currently selling a load of these off, so I recommend that you buy a handful of them while they're available. Or you can change these fittings over to UK specs. Remember, the voltage input on these is 120, so you'd have to tap into the 240 transformer to put 240 volt lights back in there instead of the 120. So your halogen bulb is your playfield bulb, so that lights up the playfield and the coin tray area. And in a dark room, it lights up the area in front. That's just a 12 volt GU5 LED. It was halogen, now LED. LED produces no heat, and it's much brighter and won't burn out. Neon bulb, you can get still available from Namco. Not many left now, but they are still available. So like I explained, that's your cash box. At the moment there is a few 10p's in there, so the hopper is full, so it's sending the profit to the front. I have some spare starters in there just in case. So your coins go through this slot. Under this plate is the scoop screws. They go down to the coin sorters here. So that's the coin acceptors and sorters. Those are the optos. As your coin passes through, machine counts that coin, falls down into there. That hopper will spin one coin to the top, send it all the way to the top to the sensor. Once that one sensor flicks, that's the coin. So every time you put a coin in, the machine's going to be waiting for that switch to flip that coin. If you ever get a coin jam in your slot, so if a coin gets stuck in there, you see this rail here? They get stuck just about there. If they're full of dirt and not adjusted correctly, you put a screwdriver in there, pop it through. As you can see all the damage there, where the previous owner didn't adjust them right, so they was all badly beaten. Same with that side. So when this came into me, it was pretty beaten up. Both slots, as you can see, scratched to high hell. It's where the owner used screwdrivers to try and adjust the slots, and not how you do it. It was all full of dirt, because that's where the dirt goes. There's actually dirt catchers here, that catches the dirt. You unclick them, and that catches all the crap and dirt from the machine and the slot entries. But these were full of dirt and caked up. So when you put the coins in, they weren't smooth. You had to push them in hard, force them in, which is really not very good because they hadn't set the fronts right. And this panel, you pull these security bolts out, and then you set the entry, so how big to the coin, because there's only you can set these to 2p a play, but you have to change all the hoppers over 2p hoppers. But this is set for a 10p one. So you adjust the slot gap size, so they had it halfway, a little bit too tight, so the coin wasn't falling. And they had this front flap here where it was too tight, so the old 10p's would pass through. You can see they're different thicknesses. So the old 10p's went through, but the new 10p's you had to force. It was all set wrong, and I'm not going to take it off. There's 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here. This panel comes off, the door has to be open. This panel comes off, gives you access to the solenoid at the front, and gives you access to the top of these if they are jammed really bad with dirt. You get full access here by taking this cover off. And same with the bottom. Take the bottom cash pan off. Pan off here, gives you full access. So yeah, when you want to empty these hoppers, very simple. You can release this. You release this lever. You pull that off. You clear all the 10p's out. Both hoppers. Now the money in them, you can't get out. You have to do this manually. You have to have the game off. Take your finger there, and you're going to push it all the way through with a screwdriver as well if you need to. You're going to push it all the way through, show you how tall the escalators are. All the way through. You won't get them all out, but you'll get a majority of them out. That's usually where people don't take the money out, so you usually get all the money. So that's just the topper, so it's in there, it's just the light LED strip. Used to be a bulb, but it's been changed to LED strip. Running on a power supply, USB, from a computer. That came to us like that. Obviously this was just hanging free in here, we tied it, made it bracket, nice and secure. So most of this machine's problems was gummed up slots, gummed up hoppers, so the hoppers are all gummed up and sticky. Here's the rails I'm talking about, goes from the bottom all the way to the top. To these switches. So when you put a coin in, like I said, that hopper will spin, can keep spinning until that thing flicks. As a coin goes up and down, that'll flick, and then the game counts that as a coin. Both sides counts it as a coin leaving. That's your wiper motor. That when the game's turned on, that's always running. That just takes direct power from the machine straight away. If this ever burns out. Again, I think Namco may have a few left, but you can also buy this online from another company. It doesn't have to be the Namco one. You can actually buy this motor. Same with the push motor. You can get it from Namco, but again, you can actually buy it online. Now, the monitor, anything to do with the machine itself, like the monitors, the sensors, the power supplies, you have to buy from Namco. They are custom. The logic board, power supply, and the monitors and the sensors are all custom. The micro switch sensors here. The opto sensors on there, and inside the coin slots you can buy online. You can actually replace the optos in these. See the opto just there? You can buy all these optos, and if you can do the Solid 9 you can repair all the optos. This didn't have any sensor problems, it was mostly gummed up. So back here, yeah, it was all gummed up, so this rail, we had to put fresh oil on it, because it hadn't been oiled in a long time. Like I said, when we got it, all the rails are sticky, so when the coins were going through, it was not smooth, it was all gummy and horrible. So back here is your centre hopper. So what money that goes from the front box falls into here, falls into there, and that's the bonus hopper. So when this is completely full, it will overflow and spill it into the cash box at the front. Again, same principle. The front ones you want to empty them out, pull the black handle down, make sure you have a bucket there. I usually do, coin pot. Catch all the coins again. Put your finger right here. You're gonna push it, push, and you're gonna get about £5 worth out. You're gonna leave about £1.50 in it, but you're gonna get £5 worth back out of there. Let's recommend that you always do that before you sell the machine. You don't have to. You can leave that in there as long as you take the money out the back hoppers, front hoppers, the cash box, and the playfield. You're only leaving about £15 worth, 10p's. Actually no, not 15, sorry, because these two are bigger. Sorry, these are big rails, they're about £10 in there. So total of 10, and this is about 5 when it's full. But you'll only leave about £1.50 worth maybe left in them. If you do it that way, if you manually just push them out. Obviously this one's a bit harder because you've got to watch your fingers. When it's turned off you can push all the coins through it. You just take the coins, push them up manually. Like I said, you'll leave about £1 worth. No one's going to cry over it. This is your tilt switch. So the higher you go, the lower you go, the harder it is for it to wobble. So the more sensitive, it is, not to wobble, how more sensitive. So you do it, game locks up. So it knows that someone's shook the game too hard, and then it will automatically reset. The game will go back into play within about 60 seconds. I mean, servicing these is very simple. Take that one screw out, unplug the sensor. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Unplug the opto from here too, and the input for the motor. This will then come out. You disconnect, quick disconnect, which is clever. Thumb screw, release. That takes this part of the rail up and off. So you can actually take that rail apart, take all the screws out and give it a service. Now when we got this, again, somebody had took a screwdriver to the rails, because all the rails were full of dirt and grime and gum and grease. Never grease these, by the way. Never grease any of these escalators, ever. Never put spray WD-40 or anything like that into them, never. They do not need greasing. The only grease you're going to want to put is down at the motor bearing here and here in the gearbox. You just literally get I just drop a clock oil because that's just really good on motors. You drop it through the little hole in the motor, there and there, just so there's oil in the motor. But never oil these, never. These do never need lubricating. The metal surface has been polished, so it just lets the coin slide. If you ever put polish here, this is where the gumming problem is, where we had that problem. But it's very easy to take apart, put back together. That's your power supply cage. So you take the couple of screws out, lift, you've got your transformer and some fuses in there. You take this off to access the power switch and the main plug. And then if you need access to the logic board for any reason, that's the logic board cage. So again, a bunch of screws down there, bunch of screws down there. That logic board cage will open up and you can slide out the logic board to access the logic if you ever need to do repairs. So I hope that helps people with setting on the Pac Man coin pusher. As you can see, now it works smooth. It wasn't like this when we got it. Just folds in like butter. So there you go. I hope that helps you out with the Pac Man coin pusher.